Okay, hello and welcome to our much needed topic tonight on cortisol. I am joined by my beautiful friend, business partner. I like to call her my wellness mentor, Paula Weeks. Hey, Paula.
Hey, hey.
So we have been on this journey together for quite some time now. Paula went first with her transformation, and you can see her change below. And then more recently, over the last 2 years, I have been on my own journey. I've struggled with my weight, I could say probably most of my life from a teenage age, where I've always just sort of fluctuated. I've done every fad diet you could name. I was always able to manage it until after my third baby, and I was in my 40s by that stage. So obviously, life takes its toll, your hormones and all that comes into place. And I realized by accident, by reducing my cortisol, I in turn had this massive flow on effect. My health improved. I lost weight without dieting, without doing crazy hardcore exercise. It was just through small, consistent changes. And the first thing I really want to share with you guys tonight, if you are someone who has struggled all your life with your weight, if you have that bad mindset around your body, I really encourage you to stop and take this completely different to how you have with everything else. And just to know, as someone who has suffered for a very long time with trying to find the way, this absolutely can work for you. It definitely, I believe, takes a decision in knowing this will work. I often have people say, "I'll give this a go." I want you to know this is going to work. It does take dedication, what we're going to talk about, and it takes consistency. Please come into this with an open mind that this will work for you. But I really encourage you to make the decision and know. So for me, it come into health. So I had a checkup at the doctor who was like blown away at my blood pressure. She was like, wow, that can't be right. It's way too high. So for me, it was, she redid it and it was right. And so it was a choice. My health was becoming at risk. And so I needed to make that choice. I wanted to be fit and healthy. I want to be able to keep up with my kids, and I want to live a really long, happy life and not be restricted by my health. So I'm going to get Paula to share a little bit about her transformation. So I guess also keep in mind with this isn't just for people who are overweight. You might be really thin and you might be struggling with poor sleep. You might be have really low energy. You might be feeling stressed and anxious all the time. So this isn't just, for one type of person. This is going to help absolutely everyone. Paula, I might get you to do a little intro and just talk to us a little bit about cortisol.
Thanks for that, AK. And actually, it's been really eye-opening for me to be on your journey as well, because it's been a real journey. I had a journey too. It was different. But I remember the day that you called me and you were like, my GP says I've got high blood pressure. And I think there's probably a number of people, and maybe for the people watching live, drop into the chat if that's happened to you, where you've received a piece of health information that's really rocked you to your core. I just like there are so many people out there, and I want you to know that that's your body sending you messages that it's time to make changes. And I'm sure that you've probably had that niggly thought at the back of your head, in your brain, like, I need to do something about this. For me, it was 6 years ago when I finally looked in the mirror. I didn't look in the mirror a lot, and I saw my body in the before photo from before that you saw on the screen. And I realized that I had to do something about my sugar addiction. I was probably then maybe around 8 kilos heavier, and I knew I had to do something about it. I knew what I was doing. With regards to how much sugar I ate, it was slowly killing me. I'm tall and I could hide it under clothes. People were shocked when I would, said that I lost 8.5 kilos. They were like, where did that come from? But I was a master at hiding it. And so I think it's really important for people to become honest with themselves. And when they realize it's time for me to put myself first, then that's where the magic happens. And that's what I witnessed with AK. When she put herself first, even though she's still running her whole family, she's raising 3 kids, she's running a business, all of that, she started to make small changes that we'll talk about, which had a big difference with her health. So with this, I wanted to be able to include a lot of information that you can take a screenshot so that you can go back and read later. But what are the 4 main issues that are associated with high cortisol? And the number one is increased risk of mental health issues. And that's what most people that we talk to on a daily basis will tell us, that they're just not able to cope with the same amount of stress that they were under before. They feel less resilient, and their mood really suffers, and other people around them start to notice as well. Number two is suppressed immune system. They start to get sick all the time, and it makes it really hard if you've got kids and they're bringing things home all the time. Especially if you've got kids who are in daycare, or when you're older, you're more susceptible to picking up illness, and that kind of reduced inability to fight off illness becomes apparent. Weight gain and metabolic product problems. This is a really, really common one as well. Some people might go to the doctors and, notice that suddenly they're insulin resistant. The doctor's saying those magic words, or maybe they're, they're pre-diabetic, anything like that. But the main one that people will notice is that weight gain around the middle, or that spare tire. And it's really, really frustrating because you just can't do anything to budget. But it's actually really bad for you to have that weight gain around the middle, especially when it's visceral fat, which is around your organs on the inside. Cardiovascular issues. So, this is issues directly relating to your heart. And this is where you start to lay down the plaque, which can go on to cause stroke and heart attack. So people are really, really good at telling themselves this won't happen to me. I'm too young for this. But before you know it, you wake up and 5 years has passed and your doctor's telling you you've got high blood pressure, and you're like, what the heck? That can't be me. And it just slowly, time just creeps by, and, it does become you really easily. So on to the next slide. So, the next 4 main issues from having high cortisol are that muscle weakness and bone loss. Seems obscure, but it's a really, really common one as
Hey,
well.
Jamie.
So,
I'm now just trying to remember what property that I saw that I liked that you had up. It was one in Rabina.
oh, sorry about that, everyone. Okay, digestive issues is a really common one as well. People will start to notice the symptoms of IBS. Who has actually suddenly all of a sudden been like, why, is my tummy upset all the time? Things seem strange, it's different and unusual. And this is because the brain and the gut are linked. It's a two-way highway. So the more anxious, that you get, that just really stimulates your gut a whole lot more, and works in different ways. Okay, so it's really important to understand sometimes gut changes are about that gut feeling that something's not right. Okay, so if you're noticing that, it's a really big sign for you. Is this high cortisol? Sleep disturbances are really, really common. People will tell me all the time, I wake up at 3 o'clock and I AM and I can't get back to sleep. My mind switches on and I just am stuck in ruminating thoughts. It's awful because it's dark and everything seems worse in the middle of the night. And so it's this, self-perpetuating problem. And then skin problems as well. A lot of women who are in perimenopause will be noticing this as well, but women of any age and men as well too can notice a change in their skin, which, can come down to, acne, but also it looks like you age overnight because quite often your skin is really affected by these high levels of cortisol as well. So that's a little bit about the things that high cortisol can cause. Now we're going to talk about how you can change that. So it might seem like these things on the screen are really simple. There's nothing new there. I've heard it all before. But how many of you, I want to challenge people in the chat group, how many of you have actually been told that they need to bring some mindfulness or relaxation techniques into their daily activities, but then you've actually never done it. I know that AK, she's a huge fan of mindfulness and meditation, and she would say to me, just get this app. Insight Timer, and it's free, and you can go on and you can search, and I'd say, yeah, that's so great, awesome, I'm going to go and do it, and I wouldn't do it. I don't know what it was. I had this block in my head about meditation, and people would tell me all the time, you've got to do it. Well, number one, I was here saying, I'm not stressed, what are you talking about? Actually, when I sat down to really learn about it for somebody else, and also to explain to AK what was going on in her body and why she was having such a good result, I realized, oh, yeah, actually, yes, that's me. Yes, that's me. Yes, that's me. She started sending me these little meditations to do, and I'd be like, yeah, thanks. That was great. Awesome. But actually, I wasn't doing it. It wasn't until something major happened in my life that I couldn't cope with, that I really had to sit up and take notice, that I was in charge of the decisions that I made and how I recovered myself out of a really emotional time. And I thought to myself, I need to do this. So I forced myself to do it. And at the end of it, I felt a little bit better. And then the next day when I did it again, I felt a little bit better. So it's really important when people are giving you advice like this is that you actually do it. It seems hard, but it isn't. Okay. So that's the mindfulness and relaxation techniques. A simple breathing technique that you can do on a daily basis when you wake up in the morning, sit on the edge of your bed and do the 3-4-5 techniques. So that's breathe in for 3, hold for 4, and exhale for 5. Really simple. If you do 5 of those, it should take you, I don't know, the math, maybe a couple of minutes. It's simple. And to start your day that way, it's helping your brain to wake up, to feel in control, and not start your day scrolling on your phone and causing a micro stress response in your body. So also adding yoga in there, mindfulness, just doing a journal. AK talks about doing that, writing 3 things down you're grateful for each day, reading, engaging in hobbies, all those things that you love to do. You need to find a way to actually bring them in to your day to day. Regular exercise is important, but if you are in a perimenopausal or menopausal woman, it's really important to understand not to exercise too vigorously. Stay in zone 2, which is to do with your heart rate. Have a look it up to find a video on YouTube about it. Because if you exercise too vigorously, I used to play indoor netball, and it would come out with this like huge adrenaline rush and would feel awful. I couldn't work out why. And it was because my heart rate was becoming too high. And so that causes a massive dump of cortisol, and then you feel really awful. So if lots of time we'll get women who are like, I'm eating a low calorie diet, I'm exercising high intensity 5 times a week, and I can't lose weight. And that will be why. Sleep is really important as well, making sure that you get consistent sleep times is probably one of the most important things. It's ideal if you can get more than 7 hours of sleep a night. 8 or 9 is great. But the most important is probably a consistent sleep schedule. So, let's say, for example, making sure you're asleep by 10 and up in the morning at the same time, as opposed to, all a sleep schedule that is all over the shop. That's just as bad for you as not enough sleep hours. This is really, really important. And a hot tip is to get outside in the morning within 10 minutes of waking up. And if the sun is shining, direct sunshine into your eyes can help reduce cortisol. And that's a really simple thing. Don't stare directly at the sun for long periods of time. Just, get the light into your eyes so that it can help to naturally relax you. Healthy diet is really important. Focus less on calories, like if you're trying to lose weight, focus less on restricting calories and more about getting enough calories so that your body has the fuel that it needs. But in particular, your brain has the fuel that it needs to function. A starved brain, because the brain needs glucose to function, a starved brain is a depressed brain. So somebody who is trying to lose weight by restricting calories, especially, a lot of women born in the same era as me. I'm a 78 baby. A lot of women are used to being told, oh, I'm trying to lose weight, restrict your calories to 1,200 calories a day. That is starvation. Make sure you're eating enough to fuel your brain, because a starved brain is a depressed brain. Social connection and support is so important across all ages. Making sure that you are meeting up with friends in real life if you can, chatting to your neighbor if they're nice, next, across the fence, doing a Zoom if you're unable to get out, if you're stuck at home, so that you do have that connection with people. Get a pet. Get a cat. I'm a massive cat fan. Sorry to all the people who aren't. Really good for your mental health. Adaptogens and supplements. One of the most important things when I was doing my research to put together for this Zoom, time and time again, the number one supplement for increasing your mood and creating those good feeling hormones was ashwagandha. Now, it's no secret to us, the people who drink the pink drink already, and we have been doing that now for probably about 8 years, I think. It's no secret to us. We love ashwagandha. It has that calming and energizing feel that we love, but the rest of the world is starting to find out how good ashwagandha is for your mood. It is the ultimate mood food. It's an adaptogenic herb. That means it gives you what you need and me what I need, and they could be two different things. It's magic how it works. And the other one is magnesium is really great for promoting good sleep at night, and also helps to down regulate cortisol as well. So you're getting less of those sort of peaks as well. And also our botanical drops are super amazing for down regulating cortisol, but also helping with that weight gain that can come with high cortisol as well. So get with the person who has invited you to watch tonight or sent you the replay, and they can get you lots more information on all of those three. I think it's really important for people to understand, and I think we're starting to get to the point in the world where people realize that they need help, supplemental help, I mean, to be able to live in the world that we live in. It's really not a secret anymore that most people will use supplements to be able to, as a tool in their tool belt, to be able to feel better. I think, it's just a good idea for most people. And the last one is time management and setting boundaries. I think this is really important. It's probably underestimated by a lot of people. It's been important for my husband is, managing workload and stress load and putting in boundaries around yourself and when you work, especially because a lot of people will work from home these days, to be able to have your brain be able to have downtime. So switching off from your work and also from your devices. It's something that I've had to learn to do because I work from my phone. So setting boundaries about when I'm available and when I'm working and when I'm with my family, and those are very separate. So learning to say no is an important thing, and no is a complete sentence. You don't need to explain why. It's important to understand, really important. It's impossible to avoid all stress. Learning to manage it is the best way. And also stress is actually important. It helps us to get stuff done.
Mm.
It keeps us safe. It's when it becomes out of control and our body learns incorrect coping skills around what to do and misunderstands those stress responses as catastrophic stress when it's really just maybe time stress. You're stuck in traffic and you need to be at an appointment, that kind of thing. Your body learns the incorrect response. So reteaching your body how to deal with stress is important, and that's why supplements are my number one for helping your body to have less cortisol floating around in the first place.
Mm.
So
Can I just add on that, Paula? So I
yes.
really love how you've touched on all of that because I think learning, like sometimes we think we're going to cut the stress. So let's face it, no matter what your age and where you are, what season of life you're in, I've actually recently just realized it just comes and goes. So we're on basically this ride of life. So for me now, what's changed is I can recognize when I'm in that highly stressed state for whatever reason, if something happens. And I've got, I guess it's what we call like our toolbox of things to go to when I'm feeling that way. So, for instance, today I had something happen, and like Paula said, connecting, sharing it, like I called her and I got it off my chest, and then I'm like, okay. Good, I can move forward. So that was one tool for me. Another one might be, once everyone goes to bed, like the other night, it was 9 o'clock, very late, but I'm like, I'm going to take a bath. I need to reset. I felt in my body that I was stressed. And I'm like, I need that calming. So I guess it's thinking about. So prior to me on this journey, I'd forgotten I didn't know what any of the things were that made me feel good, that helped me in those stressful times. So if you're like I was, you might have to really dig deep and think about, get your list of what are the things that make you feel good. And so that then you've got that there, and then it's recognizing in the moment. So for me, it's, I start my day with my meditation because I want to start the day feeling calm and ready. I then do my journal, set my intentions, say my positive affirmations. So, for any of you who are struggling with where you're at, you need to tell yourself, I am healthy, I am fit, I am calm. I tell myself every morning because even though I might not be, I'm telling myself that every single day. So, whatever you want from yourself, I encourage you to set it out every day. I write those words every single day. So really have a toolbox ready for yourself. I have my supplements that I take. It takes a combination. So it's not just, oh, wow, you're going to go lose your weight and you're going to feel amazing. This is a bit of a journey, and it's up to us to decide and prioritize. So for me, it's worse for me not to go on this journey. So for me, it's easier to say yes and take the steps. And I don't want everyone to feel overwhelmed with, you've got to go and do all of these things. Just start with something. Like, what can you start with? And start maybe tonight before you go to bed, because it's so rewarding when you can just do one little thing for yourself. And then start trying to, whether you like to tick a list off. I love a list and I love ticking it off. So whether you can write down some things, if you get stuck and you need help with where to start, please reach out. I'll happily help you with what direction to go. But it is so worth just prioritizing yourself and your little steps towards happiness.
Yeah, I love that, AK. Start now, take small steps. Don't try and do it all at once. Drink your
Yeah.
elite. download the app. The app is called Insight Timer, INSIGHT Timer. And you can do it all for free on there.
Yeah, sure thing. Okay, so we'll quickly just touch on, Paula did just touch on the products. So we're just going to quickly go over these because these, especially for me, these are the top four for me with my weight loss journey. So these products aren't necessarily just weight loss, they are all things health. And it depends on where you're at. It depends on what sort of a transformation you want to have. If you are in the point where you're extremely overwhelmed and stressed and can't take too much on, Elite is absolutely the perfect place to start. It's going to help boost your energy, help getting you feel better, boost your immune system. It's great for your skin, even though I've got a spelling mistake there. Sorry, guys. We're not Skims, we are skin. So Elite is fantastic. It's a sachet a day, perfect for on the go. I have them everywhere I turn around. They're in every bag, every car we have, like everywhere I go, there's always one there. The botanical drops is what Paula mentioned before, perfect for, oh gosh, another spelling mistake. Anyway, so perfect for like just resetting your hormones, getting your body working as it should. It comes with a set of day drops and a set of night drops. You take them before your meal. They are just so beneficial. The CM2 band, I do not go a day without. The only time I take mine off is to shower. So just such great technology, this. So this is great for energy. It's great for sports recovery. It's great for everything. So we can tell you more about that later. Same with the Magnecal D. This is so beneficial for women, I believe, especially as Paula says, anyone in perimenopause, menopause stage, so many benefits. So magnesium is great as well for the calming. My husband swears by this for sleep. He takes his before bed and sleeps so well. But yes, so many other benefits, including great for your bones. So with the products, again, depending on whether you want to start slow, go all in, the choice is yours. But again, I recommend consistency. Don't do something for a week or a month. Like this is a lifestyle change. These are products that are gonna support your body through all the different stages of life. So the drops is something that's not long term forever. But however, the supplements and the band is something that I will take forever. So depending on what you need, but we can always help with, your own plan to what your body needs. So, Paula, is there anything else you want to add before we stop the recording?
Probably just I've been doing this now for 10 years. The people who put themselves first and decide are the people that have the best results. It's not selfish to put yourself first. You can still look after everyone else in the same way. It's possible. AK is living proof of it. I'm living proof of it, and lots of people that I come across on a day-to-day basis. It is absolutely possible. So just start small, whatever you do, but just start. Thanks very much for tuning in. We'll stay on for some questions, though, for everyone. You can stop the recording, Nick.